Hello! Welcome in. Hi everyone. Hope you're all having a good weekend. It's a bonus stream time. I have a little bit of extra time today because the Hermitcraft group collectively produced 3 videos this week, so we're actually giving recap a miss. And I'm decided to do a little bit of Minecraft stuff myself, and now I'm done with the Minecraft stuff. I feel like playing Elden Ring. This is just like the way my rhythm goes these days, is once I've done a couple of hours of Minecraft, I just have to play Elden Ring. So yeah, it's Pavlovian at this point. We're doing it. You got Balatro and you're addicted? Oh my goodness. Sorry, I have something in my eye. Give me a second. The grit is still there. Alright, so yeah, we're going to get on with the Astro Boy playthrough. We're going to be continuing the Bastard Stars. Superfast Veg, thank you so much for the 10 months. Tier 2, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So yes, welcome in Dan, Dogman Jack, Sarah, Broken Physics, Superfast Veg. I now understand why this game is so popular. Yeah, I've heard really good things about Balatro. So I've been doing a bit of leveling here at Mogwin Palace. We're at level 96 now. We're going to go and do Nokron so we can advance Ranni's quest and also Seluvis's. And then, yeah, we're still making our way towards the Astel boss fight where we will hopefully receive the remembrance and be able to get on with the B-Stars. I'm still not certain what I want to do talisman-wise with this, so we'll find out, I guess. Booting the PC, no worries, Dan. It's going to be a quiet one today anyway, so I don't expect there to be a ton of moderating to do, but obviously if you want to watch in comfort, then that's entirely your gig. Let's continue this way. I don't think we get any Starlight Shards down here or anything. We're really just here to advance Ranni's quest, but we have to hold off on giving her the Finger Slayer Blade until we've done Seluvis's, so we can at least get the Magic Scorpion Charm. Which should not take long. Just a little bit of Starlight Shards collection, get the Amber Starlight, and then he can die, it's fine. Hop on down here. We're not going after any of his spells and stuff either, so we are only going to use sorceries that include references to the stars or the moon. And possibly just Shard Spiral as well, because Shard Spiral absolutely rips. Hop on down. There are in fact several spells that are not sorceries that do make reference to the stars, like Elden Stars, for example, so if we wanted to be really meticulous about it, we could get those, but we wouldn't really be able to cast them with an int dex build, especially since Elden Stars, I think, is pretty high faith requirement. Require me to sacrifice a little bit of the other stats that I'm not super keen on doing. But we'll hop on down here. Avoid having stuff flung at us where possible. Hop on through here. We're not going to worry about the Mimic tier either, for once. I mean, we're going to do the boss fight, but we're not going to worry about getting the summon, because I think at this stage I'm pretty comfortable fighting the endgame bosses as long as I don't have a weapon that relies on holy damage. Or a bow or a crossbow or something, right? 60 faith, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's little steep. Even if I wanted to dedicate all of my talismans to giving me extra faith, I think that would still be a little steep. We'll get the Glovewort Bell Bearing just in case we want to do something with that, but I doubt it. Honestly, I'm finding flail gameplay pretty refreshing, and we've got this to the point where it's got a pretty decent damage output, thanks to the fact that we've given it a magic infusion, and it's absolutely loaded up with intelligence as a stat. Although I'm thinking of maybe switching to cold infusion if we do Rhea Lucaria, because or if we get a cold Ash of War, but I kind of like spinning weapon as a thing. But yeah, cold infusion puts a little bit less emphasis on intelligence and puts it back into strength and dex. And considering that Bastard Stars is a dex int scaling weapon and the scaling on that can't be changed, it's probably worth still making sure we have something in dexterity. However, we do have 34 in dexterity right now. So I think some of that is because of Radagon's Source Seal, but we're only level 96, so we've got plenty of wiggle room in that department. We're going to briefly switch this out. Going to drink the flask before we get into the fight. equip the flail and fight ourselves. Astro Boy versus Astro Boy. Nice to be able to occasionally get a heavy attack off with a flail, considering the opponent here is of no real risk. The charged heavy on this is so ridiculous and actually gives you very little hyper armor, considering how long the wind-up is. Not worth. Kind of curious how the Bastard Stars feels to use once we obtain it. I'm trying to get a backstab on myself here. Excuse me for a second. Never mind. Yeah, that guy was flailing in a very different way to how I'm flailing. So I think that will at least let us get another level, yeah. So let's increase Dex to 30. It's not doing a whole lot for us. Obviously, it's doing all of the background stuff that Dex does. Let's re-equip the Meteorite stuff. Backstabbing yourself is the ultimate betrayal. It is, yes. Okay, now we can get back on Torrent, just to make this part a little faster. Wait a second, does this give us a smithing stone? I think it does, right? Yeah, we'll need a couple of those actually later, so it's kind of worth having them. That one time Loux showed the spinning weapon axe to a spirit talking about Millennia swordsmanship. Yeah, like I actually told Loux, oh hey, I'm doing the Bastard Stars run in Elden Ring right now, so I'm using the flail, and I used the spinning chain attack to fight Morgott, and he was like, oh my god. It's very funny. So we shouldn't need to interact with too much other stuff around here. I think there are other like spells and stuff occasionally that we can grab from here, but not that worried. The Ancestor Spirit fight isn't worth doing for the accessory. Mostly because we're not really bothering fighting any of the smaller stuff. So earning FP for defeating enemies is not that helpful. I will take the spare rune arcs that we find around here, though. And it's time for Flail versus Mace. Oh wait, Flail versus Crossbow first, I suppose. Dang it, we didn't get the hit off. There we go. You've sort of got to wind up and then just release the trigger when it's running at you. So at this point, if we wanted to get blood or occult infusion on the flail, then we could. But that'd change the scaling to something I'm not that keen on having. Time to flail at the bowling ball. Oh god. Doesn't have a lot of stopping power, the old flail, does it? Stop running me over. Awful. I think we just run through this area, because the flail is not good at preventing this from happening. Then again, there's always spells. Keep forgetting I have ranged attacks. Not used to it. Yeah, it is very Indiana Jones. Just going to run past these two. Don't really feel like fighting them again. What's up, Carrots? Welcome in. What's up, Ender King? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by the stream. We're just going to be playing some casual Elden Ring for a couple of hours. Hopefully acquire the weapon for the run today. So what I want to do really is this. That'll do. And this one here as well. Whoop. Somehow I missed the jumping attack on that last one. I don't know quite how. So yeah, we got a Grace here. We don't really need it, but we'll take it anyway. Hey, Maybonix, good to see you. Welcome in for a little casual bonus Elden Ring malarkey. Hope you're having a good weekend. We're going to completely ignore all of the items around here which are bait. And just keep our eyes on the prize. Bit of cash Elden Ring, yep. Question is, are they still targeting us? Answer is yes. So we'll walk back, just so the mimics all de-aggro. Right, now to get hold of some... what are they called? Starlight shards. We probably need to head up to this tower. There's a couple of other memory stones we can get as well. We have this one already. But there's definitely one over here. And I think having 2 Starlight Shards, they're in consumables, right? Yeah, I think having 2 is enough for us to be able to buy the Finger Maiden Theralina puppet, but I think we might need to go and find one more Starlight Shards, which I think there might be one up here on Three Sisters, actually. I can never remember exactly where they are, because I've only done a sorcery playthrough a couple of times, and the last time was Astrologer's Staff, which feels so long ago now.
So, it's... I never expect... Begging for an...
Nothing here I really need. Carrying Phalanx might be interesting. We don't need to hand over the scroll because the scroll is something we can give to the Turtle Pope. Or Sellen. We could get this guy's bell bearing later anyway, but... I don't recall exactly what it is that triggers him giving you another puppet. We don't have any Starlight Shards here that I can see. Of course, the grand irony is that there are a lot of them over at Moonlight Altar, but we're not going to get there until we've long since killed Seluvis. Is there anything around here? Like behind this tower? It was like the rays coming down from the sky should indicate that there's some sort of starlight catcher nearby. But I cannot remember for certain where, if at all, we will find one. See, a lot of people have tried to leap off this cliff. Alright, we'll go see Seluvis one more time now that we've warped, just in case he's changed his mind since last we spoke. But outside of that, I think maybe we have to go and find another couple of Starlight Shards, so we'll go looking for those in a minute. There we go. Okay, cool. So it was just like an interaction thing.
Why don't if you can the soul of and once yes.
Great. Now we've done that.
I've not had begging that I may
About the scheme.
which I employed. Just then I'm rather with that and even a
Okay, we'll go and get that from Altus real quick. And then we'll get the Magic Scorpion Charm, and then we'll talk to Ranni, and he'll die. And not a moment too soon. Just gonna sneak around here. Guy with the bow doesn't suspect a thing. Jump, spin, smack him in the face with the flail. Kick, punch, it's all in the mind. I think stats-wise, we're probably ready to fight Astel at this point, so... The only other concern I have is surviving the Lake of Rot. But that shouldn't be an issue either. Wait for the music to change again. There we go. And yeah, the Lake of Rot section, you can more or less tank your way through and then just heal tactically. So I expect that's what we'll do. Just change up our health flasks. Maybe equip some slightly better armor. As far as immunity goes, I don't think the prisoner's starting equipment is all that good. But I don't really want to go and get the mushroom set or anything, so... Alright, give me the thing, and then we can be done with you.
what a bliss. Goodness to think, ma. Yes, please.
Good. Bye. I feel bad that we've not really built up any kind of interaction with Blythe at any point during this. I mean, he's in jail right now, so I mean, not that worried about it, but... The wolves aren't too keen on me, though. Should have just warped back here. I don't know why I rode all the way. Astro Boy. Still wish we could do something better with the eyes. That's the main thing that aligning yourself with certain factions give you, is different colored eyes.
It is in thy my thanks soon must... My strange. I am sir. I must thank you. May leave. It was but. What is it? I too.
Alright, bye. So I'm going to put this on in place of Radagon's Source Seal. Swapping one damaging accessory for another, but I think it's probably time that we give up on using the Source Seal, now that we've got a few more points in various stats. And it doesn't really help us for this build in the same way that the Magic Scorpion Charm does. So if we wanted to do the whatever it is, the Carrion Tower, we could get hold of the charm that increases intelligence that way, just for a little extra boost. We will want to do Rhea Lucaria. We'll want to do Sellen's quest to get Shard Spiral. Just for the support stuff for spellcasting. But, like, outside of that, I don't think we need too much else, because we're going to be trying to focus on the weapon more than the spells. We have, like, 10, 12, 15 or so staves that are going to be the focus for spellcasting. So let's talk to Ranni for a bit.
Oh, or is it me? Fine. I hadn't expected. Now the perform eliminate the name of. I will not.
Okay, Ranni has more that she can say to us, but now she's at least mentioned the Baleful Shadows were good. I really wish you could ride the horse in here. The Malformed Star hasn't noticed us yet. Get ready to return fire. Get wrecked. Yeah, having the meteorite sling is, or meteorite staff rather, is pretty great. So a somber 7, that means we save a trip to Lanedale Sewers, which is kind of nice actually. Trigger warning bug. Nice. 3-shotting these guys is not bad. We're almost 2-shotting, actually. Shield grease. An item I genuinely could not say I've ever used. But yeah, welcome to Noxtella. Just gotta breeze our way through here to the Lake of Rot. Maybe pick up a couple of extras on the way. We could grab the Moon of Noxtella if we wanted more spell slots, but we don't really need it. And it's a bit of a detour. So instead I'm going to be attempting to stealth my way around all these ladies riding ants. Frame rate is taking a bit of a hit in this area, I think because of all of the lightning effects. Ow, ow, ow. Yikes, actually. Oh. The good thing about all of the projectiles in Elden Ring is that they're all the kind you buy from, like, comedy prop shops where it's actually a loop that it looks like it's going through your head, but it's actually just like a headband with the arrow sticking out either side. That's why I'm able to survive being impaled so many times. The fun thing about Elden Ring, once you've gotten past the stage where you understand the game's layout and you know what the critical path for each area is that there's so much exploration you can do, but so little you have to. Like, that entire area could take us a couple of hours worth of exploring if we wanted to see everything, but we don't want to see everything, so it's actually very chill. These comically big needles, yeah. What's up, Imtala? Welcome in. We'll take out the basilisks first because, frankly, it's too much of a hassle leaving them alive. Mostly because of this. They're way worse in Dark Souls, though. Smithing 4. My weapon right now is at 14, plus 14, which is the only thing that makes me think we could be slightly better prepared for this. Oh, I just went back the way I came. Oops. Would love to just do a peaceful exploration of the world, just walking around taking it all in. I know there's a Peaceful Ring mod. I might give it a try soon. That sounds like fun. Yeah, we need 2 more Smithing Stone 5s to make that work. But the place we can buy those is on mountaintops.
Oh, Shadow, thou art the last. Tell the 2 fingers that Ranni
Alright,
the witch
the goal here is to get him stuck in this spot because he's just, like, stuck behind the coffins.
To heal.
But, you know, I'll just throw rocks at him because he's a melee fighter, so... I think he has 1 flask. I need to be slightly closer to him if I'm going to rely on Rock Sling. Oops. Risking getting slightly closer because I want the stagger. Two more rock slings and we'll get another one. That is if all the rocks hit him. Nice. My favorite rock magic, concussion. Oh, wow. No, dude.
Beautifully fought.
Okay, cool. we got him.
It was more of a challenge than I envisioned.
I mean, clearly, because I just died.
I can finally stand before them.
The question is, do we still get the key? Yes, thank you. Okay, so that means we don't have to do that fight a second time, which is nice. I'll just go and collect my runes. Yeah, I laid that trap for him thinking, that could maybe hit him from behind. And, fortunately, it actually paid off for us in a weird way. Yeah, he's not respawning here, so we did win. Just, at what cost? Anyway, the rot starts here. Mutually assured destruction, pretty much. Considering that the Malformed Star did really well, well, we did really well against the Malformed Star, considering we have Rock Sling, I have high hopes for being able to fight Astel with that. But we could always just flail at him if not. We still only have the Strength not Crystal tier, which is doing absolutely nothing for us in terms of buff logic at this point. I honestly could not tell you where the intelligence scaling crystal tier is. Like, I've never picked it up that I can recall. I would assume it's in Liurnia somewhere. Alright, let's try and have Scarlet Rot as little as possible, so I'm just going to let this run down quickly before we head to the next pressure plate. Switch. I will also, since it does give me some extra immunity, put my mask back on. Less immunity. Don't really have any options with regards to the others, and they're all worse, so... Actually, the prisoner gear is not too bad. Oh, dang it. Do I have any boluses? No, just for Death Blight. Okay, well, we're rotted from this point onwards, so we might as well just make a run for it. There are some boluses, like, right by this gateway, so... Much as I would not trust myself to chug a flask whilst we're running across this. Doesn't seem like the most sanitary environment to have a drink. We should be okay. I didn't even adjust my flask distribution either. If I thought about it, I should have given myself a couple of extra health flasks, but it's fine. We'll make it. Just gotta hop across here. Drink once. Use those. And we're good. Who needs Flame Cleanse Me anyway? I think the dagger inside of that is Scorpion something or other, so we won't see that for a while, but it's another weapon I've never really had the impetus to use, so I'm quite looking forward to the A to Z format forcing us to use stuff like that every so often. So cleverly designed as well, all of these areas that allow you to hop down here unharmed. You didn't see me, I'm not here. Just don't really feel like dealing with the pests today. We got 4 blue flasks. I think that'll be enough for the Astel fight. I hope it'll be enough for the Astel fight. Yeah, slaying God with a dagger does sound very fun. Okay. Astel fight on the horizon. We've really just got to hope that we can actually do this at the stats and level we currently possess. You ain't seen me, right? So we've got a stake of Marika out here in case we need it. I'm actually going to save the Wondrous Physic Flask as a heal mid-fight, because like I said, I don't think strength is doing anything to affect the scaling of this. Maybe like a tiny bit, but getting 4 extra strength probably won't do much for the damage this flail does. So, yeah, let's do the thing. Okay, good first dodge. Dodge the tail next. And then make sure I actually have the staff out for Rock Sling. Oh yeah, we'll be fine. This damage is good. We'll probably get a stagger out of this in a second too, as long as we don't get chomped. Yeah, there we go. Flail itself does a decent amount of damage, so that's okay. Just gotta dodge this if it's the grab, which it isn't, so that's fine. Oh, this is meteors, right, that's okay. This attack looks spectacular, but it so rarely actually hits if you are moving at all. Nice, okay. We'll get an extra hit in with Rock Sling. Should be able to reach him for the stagger. Yeah, just about. And he takes a moment to get up from that, so we'll get another Rock Sling in. I think we might be slightly too far away for some of these to land. No, they're doing something. First time he's actually hit me with anything, I feel like. Okay, quick mana up. And KO. Alright, well that is a pretty successful fight and the remembrance we need. So the Bastard Stars is now ours. Pretty good, thank you for the GGs. Yeah, it's not a difficult fight if you know what you're doing and you can dodge some of the early attacks. It's harder melee than it is with ranged, and like the Meteorite Staff does boost Gravity Sorcery, which I think he's weak to despite casting Gravity Sorcery himself. It's one of those like dragon-type Pokemon things. So, yeah, I think that turned out very well for us, all things considered. The staff scaling, even though you can't upgrade it, does a little bit more if you have a higher int stat. So having gone int up to 50, I think was a pretty good move. Plus, Magic Scorpion Charm at this point is giving us a little extra magic damage, so.
I only find you have now to become the thing as much.
Oh yeah, of course, we beat Radahn last time. I forgot about that part. So let's get the weapon we need. And now the job is to level this up, which is going to be a matter of going to see EG while he's still alive. And buying any of the smithing stones we don't already have from various locations. I think we can get this up to +7. I'm not sure if I have a Somber 6, but maybe we do.
Oh, have you heard along that it would not as lady you?
So we need one of those, one of those, one of those, and one of those. We'll also buy this because EG might die if we talk to him again too much. We can now equip this, which the int scaling goes up. Oh wait, no, the int scaling goes down, but I think that's also because this flail is like +14. So the dex scaling is already better, which is nice. The damage looks worse, but that's only because it's a lower level weapon right now. And let's briefly take a look at what other Sombers we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Okay, so we need a Somber 8. Where do we get the Somber 8 from? Is that the Mohgwyn Palace one? Because there's a couple that we get from Mohgwyn Palace. I might need to look it up. We get the Somber Ancient Dragon from that. Look at this thing, though, by the way. This is The fact that it's basically the solar system on the end of a flail is very funny to me. And look how much it, like, wobbles around when you do this. If I, like, attach it to my hip by two-handing the staff, I've just got the entire galaxy dangling from my belt. In a very Men in Black kind of way. So I'm not really going to be able to defend myself from anything up here, but the good news is most of them just explode of their own accord, so that's okay. The trick is to not let the blood hit you. Also, be prepared for raspberry jam. Nice. You get two of them reenact the Gandalf rave clip, yeah. That's something we'd have to do in New Game Plus. The baby mobile weapon, yes. So this is a Lord's Rune. There's a couple of other Gloveworts in here that we could get if we were worried about summoning, but we are not. 8 is in Dragonbower from the Explosive Scarab. Oh, is that the 8? I always thought that was a 9. Oh, no, the 9 is the one on the other side of Farum Great Bridge, isn't it? Yeah, that's nice and easy then. Oh, go away. Oh, good, he did. I was not expecting him to listen to me, but he did. Let's throw a point into either Dex or Int. Doesn't matter much, and Strength isn't getting us too much extra. I think still Int, because even though it's fairly high already, the scaling will be better for this weapon than it was for the flail once we fully upgrade it. So now we're just going to die to these lads, because I basically always do. Maybe not today. It's a little easier this time because we don't have super low health. Normally when I come here to grab that, I've got like... I think maybe I still have 40 Vigor actually, because we're supposed to be setting up for fighting Moog. Either way. Hoop. Just so we can make the Scarab easier to kill, because they're a bit annoying if they just give you the runaround, I'm going to pop the Lord's Rune, have EG, or have Hugh rather, level this up to +7 already. What a weapon. It's so fun.
Well, I took you no matter. Lay out your arms.
Lay out your arms then. Sorry, sir, this is a constellation. Yeah, okay, so the 8 is the one we need. It's actually surprisingly not that expensive to level, but I suppose that's the expected thing when it's only leveling 10 times as opposed to 25, right? It's quite pretty. I will agree. So it's up here on the branch is the one we want, right? By the way, the scaling for this thing is now an Int B and Dex D, so it's already doing way more damage than the magic-infused flail did, just based on the scaling alone. Come back here. Nice. Okay, great. Forgot to buy this when it was on sale at Christmas. Oh no! I'm not sure when the Steam winter sale ended, but no worries. Honestly, if you can, it's a game worth buying on full price. But I'm sure it'll be on sale at some stage, because even like with the DLC, it's been out for a while now. So this is now an Int A, Dex C, Strength E. And that is the weapon we're going to be using for the rest of this run. Exciting times. I think we're going to go and do... Absurd though this is, because it's going to be more annoying. We're going to go and do Ray Lucaria now. Yes, there will definitely be other sales. Steam Summer Sale is worth looking out for. So this thing still does physical damage. it obviously specializes in magical damage, and that's the stuff that scales with our high int stat, but we are drinking for no reason. I can also take my helmet off. Let's use this to see how the skill functions. Oh, right, okay, that's interesting. So that's going to be quite fun to use. Somebody said it acted like perfume, and I was expecting something like the perfume bottle rolling sparks skill, but it's actually... I wonder if the sweep hits physically as well, like this. Nice, okay, cool. So it does hit physically, you've got to have a bit of a build-up to it. But I think that'll work really nicely against Elden Beast and any kind of static enemies that let you just wail on them. Solid, nice. Get a bit of free armor as well. I'm still wondering how we can glam up Astro Boy so that his clothes match the ridiculous weapon. Jaren armor, perhaps? Yeah, I mean, I guess we're doing Sellen's quest anyway, right? Help, help. I'm in dog hell. Help. No, we just missed the lift. Somehow we made it. Can also get gravity sorcery from that guy, but again, I'm not that worried about the sorceries all being there. We need to go and get Comet Azure just so we can advance Sellen's quest line, but I don't think I'll be using it this time around. Even though comets are still sort of astronomical. Bonking sorcerers left and right. We also need to get the Graven School Talisman while we're here. I mean, the charged R2 is honestly pretty hefty. I think this is Comet, right? Yeah. And then that. And then up the ladder for the Graven School. Which is where we start. Like, honestly, doing Ray Lucaria is great for us to just enhance our magic capabilities somewhat and have some worthwhile talismans to equip. Okay, the hole on this side is down this way. Nice. Not the jars. Great stuff. Yeah, I think for now I'll swap that out for the other guy. And repeat this hallway again. He's seen me, but it's fine. There's a grim vision of his face there for a second. Okay, that's a cool attack. On like a relatively minor boss like this. Relatively minor, but still kind of kicking my butt here. There we go. Free memory stone. Xian, thank you so much for the 11 months. Almost a full year. Also, the Discord that I'm in has message notifications popping up, apparently. Alright. Let's go see the boss. I was going to maybe make a detour to go and get the, oh, what do you call it? The whetstone? The magic whetstone? But we can't infuse this weapon, and honestly this weapon looks like it's going to go the distance, so... Excited to do magic damage to Elden Beast this time. Oh yeah, bait items, don't worry about them. Moongrum! Good news for us. Flails aren't parryable. So he doesn't try. Oh, unbelievable that the heavy attack missed. So annoying. By that point, I no longer cared. The pot left you a packed lunch? Yeah. The lore on raw meat dumplings is what makes them less appetizing. But let's throw a cutscene in here, because we get to put Rennala in a thumbnail if we pick this one, right? Oh, baby. It's been a while. Been a while since we bothered to fight Rennala. I only need to do this if we respec or just do sorcery in general. We can go back for Radagon Icon as well, but since we're an int dex build, I think the dex will probably cover us. Also, shout out to this character's eyes. Like, they have like weird half yellow, half turquoise eyes. The juvenile scholars. Really interesting looking. Considering that that's like half Godfrey and half Radagon or whatever. What color are Rennala's eyes?
I'll soon birth thee anew, a sweeting, fresh and pure.
They're kind of blue, I guess. So yeah, a little bit of both. Can't really tell. Kind of more grey, I suppose. Anyway, that diversion aside, let's hit some kids. Gross. Okay, we're not going to get a 2-cycle here, but pretty close. All right, where's the singing one got to? Okay, it's over here. No throwing books at me today. Alright, not too bad for phase 1. Pretty good, I think. I do like this weapon skill. It's fun, it's novel. Creepy time to join the stream. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. It's a video game.
My beloved, have no fear. I will hold thee. Patience.
Me menacingly walking up behind her with a flail.
Forever and ever.
Ranni's magical security system kicks in.
Upon my name as Ranni the Witch.
She's saying this from my pocket, by the way.
Mother's rich slumber shall not be disturbed by thee. Foul trespasser. Send word far and wide.
I don't watch this cutscene enough. It's a very pretty sequence.
Queen of Caria, Rennala of the full moon.
She's calling the shot like in baseball. She's like, Comet Azure, that way. Home run.
And the majesty of the night she conjureth.
Let's go. Fight! I'm going to say my survivability on this is pretty high. Didn't get to catch her on the backswing, unfortunate. Oh, you have a spinning weapon. Ah, I see you play Knifey Spoony too. Oh god. Yeah, I shouldn't maybe be too optimistic about my chances here, but...
Come, oath-sworn giants.
Especially not when there are giants involved. Oh. She never says come oath-sworn wolves either. She's just like, whatever, wolves now. Trying to get the stagger, but we won't quite be able to get there. Come on. There we go. Although that wasn't a stagger, I think that was the Bloodhound Knight that got staggered, not her. Still. You get a few extra projectiles in afterwards. Doesn't quite work as well for me as it did against Baleful Shadow. Look at this hideous face. Okay, so now we can respec if we want to. Not that I think we need to, but... Thank you for the GGs.
Where did he flee, my sweeting?
Just gonna loot the place.
Come out from whence he hide. There are books and light aplenty. Did not come out, say I.
Just gonna talk to her to stop her chatting. There we go. Okay, let's get some levels. Honestly, all of these are still working for us. I'm going to put points into int because our support magic is going to be affected by that, which is kind of helpful. We're going to crush Radagon's remembrance. Obviously, Rennala's is going to get us a spell. So if our int gets high enough, we'll actually be able to use full moon sorcery, which is nice. Yeah, and that's giving us 2 points per int or dex investment. So we'll keep putting points into int just for spell casting. So now we can go ahead and do the rest of Sellen's quests, which is going to involve going and getting Comet Azure, and then doing Celia Crystal Cave. Okay, we need 70 int for that, so we're still a ways off, but we can potentially get there with talismans if we don't want to make the full investment. Yeah, so let's go to Mount Gelmir for that. We'll do the Seathwater River stuff. I think after we hand over Comet Azure, she gives us the better version of Glintstone stars. But then we're going to get Stars of Ruin from... It's like Celia Hideout, actually, I think is what it's called. Whatever it's called. So yeah, we'll go there. We'll get that. One more Tibia Mariner summon. Oh no, I think we lost aggro. All good. Just get rid of the music. I can also take the blood grease off my pouch because we can't grease this weapon anymore. Look at it, it's like a beacon. This odd, shining light in the darkness. Greaseless. Greaseless playthrough, let's go. Give him a tap on the way around. There's one deer over here. So no Butterfingers. That's the hope, at least. Honestly, considering we might end up using that Nebula skill, I might go and see Alexander here just because the opportunity to get Shard of Alexander is a fun one. Can't imagine this weapon will be any good for stealth, you'd think. Straight up light show. It is a rave accessory. It's like the kind of thing that people wave around at a K-pop concert.
Ah, I hearted your. I've been taken. But I won't be. Perhaps I'll head eastward.
Oh god.
Above the lock.
Thanks, Alexander, but I think I need to leave. Well. At least we didn't have any great runes active. Oh, thinking of which, I should go and activate Godric's. That'll give me more points into intelligence and stuff. That can be another fun way of meeting thresholds for certain spells. Although you don't want to have it be that way because you lose the Great Rune and then suddenly you can't cast half your spells. But it can be a stopgap in the meantime, right? Gonna keep my runes this time, I think. And hotfoot it over this way. Thank you, Torrent, for the assist. Don't need the Great Runes, we'll get them oh, the Golden Runes. We'll get them anyway. Don't need the Smithing Stones from here either, so we can avoid the Rune Bear. The Magma Sorcery up here is also not really worth having. Got a Grace we can visit here before we do the Demi-Human Queen fight. Which we might as well do. Like, we could skip it, but I think at this point we're gonna be fine to dodge a little bit. Oh yeah, the pulley crossbow's here. Forgot about that one. There's a couple of little Demi-Humans. This is the one bit where the Abductor Virgin goes nuts. So we will avoid that. Like how these stockades are never particularly good. Never very effective at keeping you out. This thing makes a satisfying noise too. It's got this like shing to it. Nice. Okay, that guy over there is going to be a problem because he's got bigger range than I have. She's pebbling pretty hard. Oh, to the face. Oh, and that's a stagger point that I cannot reach. One thing I love about Rock Sling is how difficult it is to interrupt. Because once the rocks come out of the ground, they're going, regardless of what happens to me. There we go, that's better. Come on down to my level. Take a planet to the face. It's the shing of a solar system impacting with a jaw. Bonus Elden Ring, and yes, we did the Astel boss fight nice and early, so we have the flail already. We get Comet Azure from this guy. I think Comet Azure might actually be... or Azure's armor set. Might be how we glam up our boy here. Or maybe Loux's. So let's go back and see Sellen. Alright, you.
There you are. Shall we commence? What's Master is a stew makers. We can speak more. If it was for it, the tooth. I want no matter what my apprentice teacher, but hear me out. I need your help. Perhaps this plea you must have. I need Master Loux and like my apprentice with this.
Cool. So we can give you the Academy Scroll. That gives us Great Glintstone Shard and Swift Glintstone Shard, neither of which are that helpful right now. We know where Loux is, so let's go there. I think Church of the Plague is closest, right? Hello, Millicent. I do like the Battle Mage spell set a lot. I kind of miss using Gavel of Heimer. But that's not really going to apply to this weapon. You cannot stop the yeetin'. Hey, Ulterific, welcome in. We are on the trail of some useful sorcery, specifically Stars of Ruin, because that will, I think, fit with this weapon especially well. Welcome to another cave that is festooned with illusory walls. Okay, we just tanked all of those, but No harm, I guess. That would have been harmful, but fortunately it was not as bad as it looked. I assume with Loux, the armor set thing works the same as Azure, where you just come back here after you complete Sellen's quest. Why am I holding a diorama of the solar system? Good question. It does look like I've stolen it from above a child's crib, doesn't it? Oh, now we have to go through here. Oh, no, we don't. We just go this way. Can't be bothered dealing with the Revenants. The glow stick of destiny, yes. As many people have said already, the rave accessory of the season. Never used this weapon before, never even collected it from the Remembrance, so actually really excited about getting to use this one. Oh, stepped on a guy. Would do it again. So I believe after this, and a brief detour to Witchbane Ruins, we should just be able to go and assist Seren versus Sellen versus Jeren. Which way around their names go, who knows? In Japanese, they probably sound pretty similar. Got into one of your second choice colleges with 100% merit? Congrats, that's awesome.
I have my body in prison. Can you make? I have something.
So from here we warp to Fourth Church, and yeah, go and see Sellen's whole deal. Oh, the other thing I should do very quickly, because we didn't exactly do Redmane Castle in the typical way. I should go back and make sure that Jeren is not still there, because he needs to be there for this quest to continue. And this will be my first time actually going to Redmane Castle, so yeah. You got the entrance test for your first choice tomorrow. Cool. Always good to have a good backup, though. Well, I think Jeren is probably good because I couldn't get to him even if he wasn't. Because I'd have to fight the Crucible Knight. So I think that's okay. Because we never met Jeren in the first place, so he's probably still just going to pop up here after we have Sellen's Primal Glintstone. So to those of you who are sensitive to such things, gross noises inbound.
My apprentice, there is my prize star, someone made myself.
Is this guy really going to interrupt me out of this? Nope, he doesn't even know I'm here. He's like, I'll leave you two alone.
This. Treat it what you hold.
Okay, and now I think it's easiest just to quit out and log back in. Bro stared for a second when I'm not paid enough for this and walked out, yes. Let's go. Jaren. Yeah, there he is.
I hardly didn't. Well, just put it. He was known obsessed. The most It is a woman. I suspect. I'm sure she'll just sicken it. I'm sure she'll sick.
It's a funny thing when the idle thoughts of one person turn out to be, oh yeah, no, that's the exact next step of this quest. He's like, boy, I sure hope she doesn't turn up somewhere else. You've got to read between the lines in this game.
No.
Oh, Blythe. Oh no, I forgot about that. I thought we weren't going to run into Blythe after that, but unfortunate. How's the dangling weapon play? It's going very well, yeah. This is a pretty solid weapon. We now have the stats to match. And we're going to get a few extra support spells.
My apprentice, thank you. And it's
How long has it been? About 2 minutes?
My dear, find to expel my as thanks.
Okay, yeah, we don't have extra stars, but that's okay. And then, yeah, no, I think the other Glintstone Stars spell is maybe in one of the spell books. I forget which one. Because we haven't gotten all of those. But again, having Stars of Ruin is good. Assist Sellen. Defeat Jaren.
Jaren, bringer of
Jaren.
You have my gratitude for freeing me from my shackles. Join the school to reflect on
Founding Rain of Stars does like 3 damage per hit. He broke his feet when he hit the ground. And yeah, after this we might as well go and finish Ranni's quest. Eccentric's armor. How does this do in terms of anything? It's a cool outfit, I guess. Has slightly better physical damage negation versus prisoner clothing. Slightly less magic, but it's a bit ridiculous. Also, the Eccentric's hood is definitely something. Like, it's a slightly worse strike and slash, but slightly better physical overall. Not really worth it, I don't think.
you've saved. Do you see that with the body so that we, my apprentice, you have your own. But do think of your teacher. You will always rest assured. No, my apprentice. But do you that glints when you become lay bare next time?
Why do you look like Elden Ring Elvis? So this character's name is Astro Boy because I decided it was going to be funny to have.
It warms my yet his body isn't. Who could have? Oh, and when the body, so that we. I am most. What a joy! This is him.
Oh yeah, we have that as well. Yeah, when the Bastard Stars came up as a weapon, I thought we want to have something space themed, right? And I went Astro Boy, like the original anime, and so I tried to make my character look as anime as possible, but like as close to as close to actual Astro Boy as he could feasibly be. So yes, that is why he has a baby face. I'm gonna go to Celia Hideaway and see if we can get Lusat's set from here now. If I can see, first of all, that'd be nice. You'd feel like this weapon would produce a lot more light than it does. With your glintstone scraps. Yeah, that screeching thing is the thing I want to avoid, ideally. Well, I'm dead. He's in there somewhere, and I can't tell whether I can get his armor or not. Yeah, I thought I was going to be able to drop down more elegantly than that. Unfortunate. But yeah, I think I will enjoy having the goofy crystal robes more than I think this suits the character. Although if we're going with, like, Astro Boy, I'm pretty sure he's just wearing, like, underwear and boots. It's a very, like, superhero look. Yeah, unfortunately, having mastered gravity sorcery, I still can't eliminate full damage entirely. I think this is the way we went down before, wasn't it? Yeah. Although it did it even less elegantly than that. This should be fine. You do get it from here, great. Old Sorcerer leg wraps. Yeah, this is way less physical, but way more magic resistance. It is pretty cool looking. It feels absurd without the hat, but then the hat's absurd just by itself, and also raises the potency of primeval current sorceries at the cost of additional FP consumption across the board. So I'm not certain I want that. Avoid the screeching thing. I think it'll actually be better to keep the leg armor we have on underneath this. So we'll keep Jaren's trousers. Because you won't see that much of them. Just the occasional glimpse. The hat's so extra, but I love it. Yeah, once we do a Lusat's staff playthrough, we'll definitely be wearing Lusat's hat as well. But the staff is somewhere completely different. That's in the chest after the Sorcery Town boss fight with Night Maiden and Swordstress. Okay, that's that done. We have Shard Spiral. Trying to think what else we want to do, but I think we're probably just off to Lanedale at this point. That gives you 15% more cool points, yeah. I'm also going to quickly take a break and run to the bathroom, so we will rest at this grace for a second, and I will be right back. Okay, we're back. It's off to fight Morgott. We still have a Gold Pickle Foulfoot on the quick select here. I'm not certain if we want to do that at any point. Maybe if I remember against like Fire Giant or Maliketh or someone. Mysterio run with Gravity Sorcery at some stage. Meteorite stuff is going to come up again for certain. And just go through the legs of this one. Still need to figure out what we're doing with the Physic Flask, but I guess there's always a couple of magic enhancing tiers, right? Easy stagger. Bullied. Got stuck in my rock spam there. I think we'll maybe go for a stagger and then use that nebula skill that the weapon has. Like right here. Okay, at this point we should get a stagger. Oh, we didn't. Interesting. The fact that we can be two-shot by that is annoying. Not sure if it's physical or lightning damage, but I think it's both, so the armor's not going to matter that much. I've just got Scorpion Charm. I got those Scorpion Charm problems. This should be the stagger. Nice. Except it didn't stagger for some reason. Or it did, but he was already like on his way with something else. The Wondrous Physic takes longer to drink than other flasks as well. That's something to remember. I mean, it's easy once you actually do the fight instead of trying to spam Rock Sling. Yeah, the Nebula skill is slow, but having 2 hits and both hits doing really high damage is super nice. We'll bypass this Grace because we're just going in the door anyway. And there's another one up here past the elevator. Nothing's going to kill me on the way except if I'm not paying attention. Just walk off a cliff. Also really distracting that I've got the staff on my hip, and so it pokes through the back of the cloak in a really awkward way. It's like it's constantly stirring something behind me. We'll get this, Grace. Won't really need to fight anything for a little bit, so that's okay. We've got Godfrey first, of course. And it's nice to get to some of these bosses with a weapon that doesn't involve doing bleed. What's with all the snowmen? Envoys, apparently. Or envoys, depending on how you pronounce it. That's some damage. Okay, I'm stuck in this corner right now, so I'm just going to do what I can. What I can do is wait to get hit and then leave. Yeah. What's up, Fry? Alright, so we have 100k right now, so we better level up some. Melna's gonna come say hi.
My art for bringing here, and thus I shall farewell. I shall leave. I wish you luck. You have. I have no.
It's not gonna turn our runes to strength. We'll turn them into intelligence instead. Or maybe dex, but I think int. And got a lot of these now. Those should get us up to the next level. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, in terms of damage, it's doing basically the same thing for our flail. Get dunked on. Counterattack me, will you? Free rune arc. Up the stairs we go. That's not stairs, that's a ladder picks. What are you talking about? Don't forget about Godric's rune as well. Yeah, that's something else we'll do once we have another grace, I think. Struck yourself with lightning there, I think. riposte animation with a flail, hilarious. Just hitting somebody in the back with a entire model, a scale model of the solar system. Bolt Drake Talisman might have been somewhat useful in Lanedale. But we don't need to worry about that now. I think, for once, despite this being an int-based sorcery playthrough, I'm not certain I'm even going to worry about the second magic talisman, the one you get from the snowfield. God, that missed horribly. Oh, the pull-out. So strong. No, you don't. I'm coming for these ankles. This is where this move's going to be fun. Yeah. The one shot on the golem. There we go. So a little extra strength, dex, and int is going to be wholly helpful for this weapon. We have 8 rune arcs already, and we can buy a bunch more. Wholly helpful, Batman. I think as long as we're on top of dodging, Morgott shouldn't be too difficult with this weapon. The weapon's attacks come out pretty fast, so... We could wear Exile Greaves just for better all-round resistance. I think that might be better. I do like Lusat's manchettes. A manchette with a planchette. I like how consistent Stormveil is with birds as well. Like how many of them there are up here. How few of them you can get feathers from, actually. I don't know why I'm getting this grace, because we're not going to be back here. This is my favourite feather farming spot in the playthroughs where we have to actually craft arrows. Hey, Yoda Babito, thanks so much for the 9 months. And yes, we have a little extra time today on account of Hermitcraft recap being non-existent this week, because there were 3 Hermitcraft videos. And yeah, one of them is already basically a recap, but a 7-hour recap. And the length of that video is not a problem for our workload, but Just the fact that there's not a whole lot of, like, progress, I guess? I mean, Zloy watches Grian anyway, so I wouldn't have to worry about that video, but... So we can't get too fancy with Godfrey, I guess. Although that did a fair bit of damage, so... I'll try getting fancy. It seems to hit multiple times, too, which is wild, considering how many times we've had to deal with weapon skills that really don't hit multiple times, even though they look like they should. That's pretty good. I'm going to try not to rely on that too much, though, because then I just start trying to spam it against stuff and I get my butt kicked because the timing is bad. Hello, Touch Grace. Touch Grace. I was standing on it, and so it moved. Okay, well, there's one in the Queen's bedchamber anyway, so... That grace goes away once Lanedella's ashes anyway, so... Not too concerned with that. Just want to make sure I don't die to a Black Knife Assassin. Let's try this again. Actually very good. Worked surprisingly well. Where's the best place to get level 6 and higher Somber Smithing Stones? If you go into any of the advanced areas of people's quest lines, you typically find them there. So if you do Ranni's quest and you go to Ainsel River, you'll find them there. You'll find a couple of them on Altus. I think the easiest one is there's an invasion that happens here at Writhe-Blood Ruins. I think that's where I get the Somber Smithing Stone 6 on most of these runs, because I'm doing it to complete Vare's quest to get access to Mogwin Palace. The 7s are all in really awkward places. There are a couple in the sewers in Lanedell. There is one that we got on the Ainsel River route. A lot of the higher level smithing stones, like 8s and 9s, are in Dragon Barrow. There's a 9 over here by Farum Great Bridge. There's an 8 on a... there's a Teardrop Scarab that drops one over here. And then higher than that, you're looking at the Ancient Dragon Smithing Stones, which are pretty scarce. But are usually from, like, either completing quests or getting to the end of a pretty end-game area. Okay, we need another 1,100 runes. We might be able to make that with what we've got here. Flail's doing so much damage, I don't know why, but I'm a little surprised. Well, we've min-maxed the character for it. I have 56 intelligence, so I think that's part of why. Anyway, we've got some spells we can use. We're not going to use Comet Azure at all. We can't use Rennala's Full Moon yet. I think Comet we're going to allow, because again, it's all... A lot of this stuff is based in astrology anyway. Like, I feel like if anything, we take Magic Glintblade off now. And then we have Glintstone Stars, Rocksling, Stars of Ruin, Comet. We probably need to start putting points into Mind, just so we can have the capacity to cast all of these spells in a single fight. You know what, it looks like we're not going to be getting to the leveling threshold, but that's fine. I don't think the Morgott fight should be too difficult. He might hit harder because of Magic Scorpion Charm, that's the main problem. Let's give ourselves some more stamina. We could have Melina help us with the fight if we wanted to. I love this cutscene.
Tarnished. What is thy business with these thrones?
Can try alone for a first try. I always do. I don't summon for many of these fights now.
The twin prodigies, Mikola and Malenia. General Radon. Praetor Rykard. Lunar Princess Ranni. Willful traitors, all. Thy kind are all of a piece.
So who is Godric the Golden? I mean...
Pillagers, emboldened by the flame of ambition.
He was probably Godric the Golden before he became Godric the Grafted.
Have it writ upon thy meager grave. Felled by King
He's of the Golden lineage, so...
last of all.
That's what it's known as in the world. World of the game. We didn't get the follow-up on that one. We'll try again here because it's a long recovery from this one. Yeah, there you go. Now we get daggers, so we can probably fit another one in here. Second phase transition coming up. After he goes through the spin cycle. Oh, we got hit by it. Wasn't intending to get hit by that, obviously.
The thrones, stained by my curse, such shame they cannot bear. Thy part in this shall not be forgiven.
Need to be a little bit more careful with how I'm spending my time here. This one will do. Oh god, I forgot about the Blood Flame follow-up. Okay, he's going to come out at us this way. Such hefty combos, dude. Yeah, there we go. It does a spectacular finishing move. Love that for us. We're still good. We're still fine. Okay, we've touched the Wall of Thorns. Yeah, I reckon we'll probably get to Maliketh today. And that Nebula attack is fun. It really hits harder than I was expecting it to for such a a nebulous attack. And we can probably buff it slightly more once we have Shard of Alexander.
Honey prevented the thorn. A husk, the only way, and become my purpose. So I'd like to the flame then and guide.
Okay, cool. We'll pop this and Morgott's Remembrance as well. Since that only gets us the Cursed Sword or the Regal Omen Bairn, which I have no interest in learning how to use. Yeah, this Weapon Ash is kind of nuts. I fully agree. And I think the damage on it scales with intelligence as well. So if we keep upgrading our intelligence so we can use stuff like Rennala's Full Moon Sorcery, it's going to be hitting like a truck. Sit on the throne? That one explodes. The one in Stormvale you can sit on. The one in that arena just crumbles. That whole time, I also didn't have Godric's Great Rune. After we went to all the trouble of getting it, I just forgot to equip it. I think I would have done it in the Godfrey fight, but I got too distracted by the fact that the Grace didn't work, and then... yeah, we just didn't bother. Terrible construction then? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not reinforced at all. Does way more damage than I thought it would even min-max. The last few seem surprisingly weak. I think we're also still in the mid-game as far as boss damage goes. Like, I think it'll probably still do pretty well against, you know, Elden Beast and some of the later bosses if we can pull it off, if we get the right timing for it. But, I think it's not going to upgrade much more in terms of the weapon's base damage, because we have no more upgrades we can do to it. It's already at plus 10, so it's really just going to be about stats now. And talismans if we can find anything else that's useful for it. Also mixed physic tiers. I think we'll need to go and fight the Erdtree avatar in North Liurnia to get the magic shrouding crystal tier, because I think that will still deal... that will help us deal more magic damage, and magic damage and sorceries are two separate things, right? Like the Graven School Talisman raises potency of sorceries. This raises magic attack. So any magic damage we're dealing, including from the weapon itself, but also from the Nebula skill, all of that should be enhanced by anything that says it raises magic attack, and I think the Magic Shrouding Crystal tier does that in a really effective way, albeit for a short duration. I don't think there are many other talismans that will do that, though. Gonna run past this guy. Oh, I think this scarab here has another Smithing Stone 6. Another Somber 6. Somebody was asking about that earlier. What about the Fire Giant? Fire Giant will be fine. I think Fire Giant will probably take a fair bit of damage from this weapon skill. And he's not very resistant to magic in the way that he is to either fire or cold, so we should have a decent time. Forbidden Lands. I think at this point we'll actually apply the Great Rune. So we can do this. And probably lose it to full damage before we actually get to fight anything. All you need is the Exploding Throne, yeah. That'd make a fun consumable item in this game. Throne explosives. Ignore the Vulgar Militia. No sign of the Knights Cavalry today. We get one more Golden Seed from up here, which I think might get us to the next flask upgrade. I forget where we're at with those. We've got 6 and 4. I think if anything we could put one more into either and I'd be happy. But magic might not need it as much because we're using the weapon melee style a lot more than we're casting spells here. The spells are just for support magic. It'd be nice to have a couple of spells against Fire Giant because he is sometimes difficult to melee. There we go, yeah, we do get another upgrade. That's good. So we'll stick with 7 red for flasks. And yeah, we got 9,000 runes off Let's just go to mountaintops. What boss is most resistant to magic? Rennala. She has like an 80% resistance to magic damage. That fight in general is supposed to be really difficult if you're a caster, because she has 80% resistance to magic damage, and there are so many other targets around that magic, which typically relies on you target locking, is actually quite difficult to use to target her directly. Plus, you've got to take out 3 of the juvenile scholars, like 3 specific ones, before she'll even come down from her bubble. And then you've got to make sure you can actually target the boss, and then in the second phase, her casting time is faster than your casting time in a lot of cases, so she's just the better magic user. Rennala's such a pretty boss, though, in terms of like the character herself, or in terms of the setting. I like the pool of water with the moon above it in Phase 2, and the library is such a cool design. You like the character design? Yeah. And let's be fair though, she's also one of the only bosses that you don't like actually kill. I think that's a Somber 7, and another Scarab up here is a Somber 8. If you're still on the hunt for smithing stones. Yeah, if you're a magic user against Rennala, your best bet is Rock Sling, because it still deals physical damage, not magic damage. Because sure, you're using magic, but you're using magic to pick up and hurl physical stone. So it kind of works out that way. Glint Dragon seems to have 80% magic res as well, or there's a 40 across the board. Yeah, like the magic-themed dragons are obviously going to be more attuned to that, right? Well, that's another thing we should really go and do, is, thinking of magic-themed dragons, we should go back to Moonlight Altar and complete Ranni's quest, because we're going to get the Age of Stars ending for this, why would we not? But we can do that at any time. I think we'll do it maybe just before Fire Giant. We'll just get through this area first, and then we'll double back and make sure we have the Age of Stars ending. I cast Fist and punch the enemy. Pretty much, yeah. It's like Mage Hand, but in a fist. I'm actually quite keen to get to our next playthrough of this, because for the Battle Axe, we are going to be doing an all bosses playthrough. I've decided. All base game bosses, not bothering with the DLC, because that would take truly forever with a Battle Axe. But yeah, I'm planning on fighting all the base game bosses, just for a change of pace, and because it's the starter equipment for the hero, and for the starter equipment weapons, I actually want to do something a bit more thematic with each one. So yeah, not just all Remembrance bosses, we're doing like all, however many there are, like 160 or so base game bosses. And my intent is that we're not going to start the game by cheesing the Knights Cavalry and stuff. We'll probably still do Grail the same way, because Grail doesn't technically count as a boss. Like, Grail doesn't have a boss health bar as far as I'm aware. But yeah, we'll do all of the side dungeons. So it's going to take a while, just because you have to get through all of the optional, like, dungeon areas, all of the catacombs and stuff, to get to the final bosses. But since we did all spells for Astrologer's Staff, I think doing all bosses for the heroes Battle Axe is going to make a lot of fun. I don't know what I'm going to do for any of the others, though. Like, the Bandit, I don't know. Maybe the Bandit will finally... Like, I was talking to Zloy about this the other day. I'm thinking maybe the Bandit, we aim to get all of the legendary weapons and talismans. Because I haven't done that yet. I don't have the achievements for those, because I don't get absolutely 100% of everything on every playthrough. And I think it'd be really fun to have the Bandit just, like, steal all of the best stuff, in a way. It becomes about loot for the Bandit, because the Great Knife is not going to be a particularly fun weapon to use for the whole game, I don't think. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to fighting Malenia with just a battle axe, but obviously I will have other stuff by that point, so feasibly we could do pretty well. And I'm also going to say I'm not going to limit myself to not going to the DLC if there's some stuff like, say, the two-handed talisman and a couple of other things that we could do to prep ourselves, but I'm not going to make it mandatory to fight and defeat all the DLC bosses. Grail's always cheesed. It might be interesting to try it legit for once. Yeah, it's more just for speed. At the beginning of the game, I want to make sure that I can put a bunch into strength and beat some of the bosses relatively easily, I guess. They're not especially hard, especially if you're doing them in like an order, but I also want to just make sure it's achievable and entertaining and everything, right? Okay, interesting. Need to heal from this one. Okay, there we go. We got him. A little bit cheap relying on the area of effect there, but we got him. Is 10 PM too late for a cup of tea? Personally, no. Depends on your tolerance for caffeine, really. Like, some people I know don't like to have caffeine after a certain point because it stops them from getting healthy sleep, but I find tea a very relaxing drink, so I can drink it at any time. Okay, so that's 60 intelligence, not too bad. Let's go and do Moonlight Altar now. Because all we should need to do is leave here. We have the Dark Moon Ring. We can skip fighting the dragon. And just go and see Ranni. Plenty of time to do Grail legit. The run's going to take a while. 30 extra minutes killing a couple of dragons can't be that bad. Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. Some people get sleepy after caffeine. Yeah, that's true. I've heard that. I think it's more common for people with ADHD to find caffeine, even though it's a stimulant, like, relaxes them. Also annoyed by the fact that the solar system on here is, like, twitching because of the position of the meteorite staff. Not a whole lot I can do about that. Deep Ainsel Well. Obviously, while we're here, we could also get the Dark Moon sorcery and stuff, but I'm not too fussed about that. I feel sleepy after a cup of coffee, but tea makes me feel awake. It's the opposite for me. I end up getting more anxious feeling if I've had coffee, especially if I have stuff to do. Like, if I've got stuff that I want to be responsible for, I end up getting super jittery after I've had coffee, which is weird because I can have 2 cups of tea and feel fine, and tea is going to have, like, maybe half the amount of caffeine that a cup of coffee does, right? Alright, let's go get married. Spoiler alert to anyone who hasn't seen this yet. Trigger warning, marriage. She's already got a ring on, but we're putting in another one for good measure. Is this, the first one is like the engagement ring, and this is the actual marriage ring. They could not look two very different people. They could not look more different, I feel like, in terms of life. And she's gone, taking the ring with her. And for some reason, Ranni shows up here and not in the cutscene. the sinister music coming back in from the dragon still being there.
I go now, I bid thee, and one sword.
Sword? Yeah. Well, we won't see that sword for a while yet, but... always nice to grab one just in case. Is it love or a scam? Why not both? Some people love a scam. As Ranni herself says, there's nothing wrong with a well-laid scheme. I think from this point on, I need to start putting points into the mind stat where I can. Especially since, if I remember to use the foul foot, we might have some bonus runes after Fire Giant. You know what I just realized? We need to go back to Liurnia and do the tree fight. Because then we can get better flasks. I keep talking about doing it and then not doing it. Yeah, there we go. I'm here. Sorry, forgot to bring the camera back after that one. I think we can drop down here and be fine. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to tell the, hard to judge the full distances. Nice. Love that that can stagger as well. That's great. And then 3 tiers from that. Hip hip hooray. I think we'll maybe keep the strength knot tier. But the magic shrouding tier temporarily boosts magic attacks again, so that's going to be significant to the weapon damage as well as the Ash of War and any spells we happen to cast. So we'll see what we can do here. I think Comet is maybe going to be the most effective sorcery we can use. I'll wait to get up close before we use the flask, just because we want to maximize the amount of damage we can inflict here. Say hello to Fire Giant, everyone. Good dodge today. Okay, he's coming to us. Nice. Yeah, we're not going to be able to stand still long enough to have any charged heavy opportunities, but... That's good damage. Nice. Let's get out of the fires real quick. Probably actually, there we go. Nope, missed. Okay, the magic attacks aren't doing a ton. Let's see if we can get some melee hits in here. Nice, actually. Pretty good. Just got to get out of here so I don't die of fire damage. Oh. Horse iframe saved me on that one. Oh god. Okay, we'll wait for the fires to go off, find an opening. Can't see what he's doing. That's always a problem. Ah! Okay, we got a little bit of damage done there. Okay, just gonna wait for those to pop. And this should be it. No! Oh. Come on. Yeah, right in the crotch. Unfortunate placement, but that's the way it happened. First try Fire Giant. It's been a while. Should get a decent amount of runes from that. Yep, not too bad. Remember to pop the Foul Foot, so I'm happy about that one. Nebula is absolutely cracked as a weapon skill. Pretty OP. I like it. So, yeah, we'll put one more into... In fact, honestly, I think we'll be fine with just Nebula. I think we just need to keep putting points into magic. We do have Remembrance to break, but that's not going to take us over the threshold, so I think we'll be fine. We'll just head to Farum. Godskin Duo is going to be potentially a little annoying. Obviously, we'll have Bernal to help us, but I feel like they won't give us too many openings to use the Nebula skill. Maliketh, I think we might be okay at. We'll find out, I suppose. But I also feel like a room full of beastmen would take pretty significant magic damage, so... Yeah, I think in terms of talismans, we're okay. We're still not super optimized. And again, Shard of Alexander will be helpful once we've beaten Godskin Duo, but outside of that, like, I think we're pretty clear for endgame here. Do I use sleep pots on Godskin Duo? No, I tend to just summon. I think it's more fun doing the fight with both of them very active. Hello? For whatever reason, it wasn't letting me activate the grace. Okay. Time to commit.
I have this world and death. Are you to commit? Very well, let my hand.
I'm going to skip this because we've seen it a couple of times recently, and normally this is where I take my bathroom break, but I don't need to this time around. Look at the pair of them, though. Alright. Time for the quick Farum Azula. Give or take a brief detour to go and fight Iron Fist Alexander. Quite happy I've been able to keep my Great Rune through a couple of boss fights as well. This is the bit where we lose it to all the Beastmen, of course. Except, we'll see about that. I'm all about this. Yep. I like this weapon a lot. I like this weapon a lot. This is a good one. It's got options. That's the main thing. It's not just like a hit or a bigger hit. It's got like... It's got some AoE. It's got a pretty strong physical attack as long as what you're fighting isn't too resistant to magic. We don't need these smithing stones, but I'm collecting them out of habit more than anything. If anything, we could be upgrading some of the other staves to give ourselves slightly better magic damage, but honestly, I don't mind having meteorite stuff for this one, because the weapon we're using is just so good. Let's try it in here on these two as well. Nice. Very good. Yeah, this is what I'm concerned about, is the Beastman Cirque du Soleil that happens whenever I travel through some of these areas. And then, of course, jumping off the floating islands is another problem. What's the name of this weapon? This is the Bastard Stars, which is why it's not in the stream title, because Twitch won't let me put the word bastard in a stream title. As other people have already said, stars of questionable parentage. Stars born out of wedlock. Yeah, this is the remembrance weapon from Astel, Naturalborn of the Void, who you have to fight as part of Ranni's quest. And it's a really cool one. Yeah, it's Astel's weapon drop, yeah. And I think a lot of people don't bother with it, because at that point they're like, my build style is so far removed from int dex flail that nobody really goes after it. If you're an int dex build at that point, you've got Moonveil. And Moonveil is usually enough. And at that point, if it's not enough, you use the Dark Moon Greatsword, which is definitely enough. But this thing absolutely slaps. The fact that you can follow up while that AoE is happening and you get even more damage is pretty cool, actually. Just beat Fell Twins, Mimic is too OP. Yeah, like, a lot of people... Like, the Mimic tier is on another level in terms of summons. A lot of the people who want to use summons, even if they're, like, keen on the summoning idea, they think Mimic tier is pretty OP. Only know this weapon is the baby rattle that Jerma used to beat the game. Oh, did he? Nice. Nice banners above the camera. Thanks. I've had all of this set up for a really long time now. I've kind of curated everything to where I like it and not really changed it for a while. There we go. Got a bit of early damage in. This is the main problem, though, on these two especially. When am I going to get a chance to do big attacks like this without getting myself in real trouble? Like that, for example. He hasn't gone to second phase yet, which is nice, but he's about to, so we're about to get rolled over. Twice. Thankfully there wasn't a third time this time, because there often is. Oh, and that one, for whatever reason, I'm bad at dodging the AoE these days. Remember to keep attacking as he despawns. There we go. And Banal just got done with Apostle too, which is great. Let's re-up the mana flask and hope that we can survive the last bit of this. Get him, Banal. Nice. Yes. Oh, we got the stagger. Yes. Oh, amazing. Oh, that was flawless after the last bit. Very good. Very good. Thanks, Banal. You're a champion as ever. What's the worst weapon type in this game? Crossbows. Crossbows are the worst because once you upgrade them, they do not get affected by your stats in any way. So you are basically at the mercy of the base weapon damage, and that's it. I think maybe we'll put a little bit more into Dex, because once the magic scaling on this runs out, Dex is going to be kind of helpful. And again, I don't think I need too much more mind at this stage. I think we're actually pretty good for skills and scaling. Cool. It's one heck of an outfit, thanks. Yeah, this is Lusat's set on our character Astro Boy. And the weapon is just a rave accessory, so... What's the name of the set? It belongs to Sorcerer Lusat. So it is Lusat's set. I think maybe we'll grab this. Just in case we need other physical damage alternatives. I think we'll go and get the Grace on Dragon Temple rooftop, and then we'll double back for Alexander. It's like the mage version of the feathers set. Yeah, it's kind of like the Raptor's black feathers, but with a Pop Rocks crust. So yeah, let's go back here. Let's go to the rooftop to go and see our boy, who we didn't summon for the Fire Giant fight, but he will be here. Like I said, Beastman Cirque du Soleil is my only concern here. The Beastman weapons are soon as well? Yes. We're going to be getting one of those from a standard playthrough, because I think you can farm it from the Farum Azula warp from 4 Belfries, but then the other one we'll probably have to get in Farum Azula on that same run and treat the next run as a New Game Plus, because at that point we'd only really be using it to beat perhaps Godskin Duo, but then Maliketh, Gideon, Godfrey, and Radagon. And there's really only like 4 bosses at that point. So if I want to use it for the entire game, it's gonna be our first New Game Plus run. I use 1 weapon per entire run. When do I swap them? So I use whatever weapons I need to acquire the weapon for the run. So we used a flail, like a magic-infused flail, for the first part of this until I was able to do the boss fight to obtain Bastard Stars. And then for our next character we reset, we start the game from scratch, we do another one. The next one, though, the hero starts with the battle axe, so we'll just start a hero playthrough and we'll already have the weapon we need. So I do weapon type, not every weapon? No, every weapon. But like I got the flail before this because it was going to get me used to using a flail, like the timing of the attacks and stuff.
You are ready? Then let us begin. I am the great Jar warrior, Iron Fist Alexander.
He's actually using attacks this time.
As my thanks. I knew you were the stuff of champions. It was a marvelous.
Pot friends in chat.
I implore you, take what I bequeath from inside me. All vessels are destined to one day break, but the great Alexander lived as a warrior to his last.
Notice you can still see the Giant's Forge from up there. It's pretty cool. So now we have that. I think we're probably going to swap that for this. Greatly boosts the attack power of skills, which is an exciting sentence to read considering how much we've been relying on this weapon skill. Let's see if we can use it on birds. Oh, turns out we don't need to. Turns out we just hit real hard now. Just going to wait for this to clear up. Localized weather patterns. I was ready for that one. Okay, this should be alright then. Fastest we've ever fought that dragon. Told you Beastman Cirque du Soleil was what I was worried about. Finally an answer to birds. Yeah, and all it takes is like an incredibly overpowered AoE. At this point, though, I can probably just run through them because we don't have to worry about the dragon. The dragon is the main obstacle here. The birds are annoying, but they're not, like, the only thing we worried about. Gagme2, thanks so much for gifting 5 subs. Amazing. Thank you so, so much. What did everybody say about the bird? Everyone says that the bird is the worst. Am I including bows in my list of weapons? Yeah, we've already beat the game with 2 bows and a crossbow. We did Albinoric bow, Ansbach's longbow, and then Arbalest in the A's. We have the bone bow and the black bow coming up in the B's. I think that's how we should be doing this, is allow for the wind-up. There we go. Just one more to deal with over here and we're good. This is the birds and the bees, yes. No, you don't. Should be fun when you get to thrusting shields. Yeah, I've never used them yet. And there's only a couple of them in the DLC, so, speaking of thrusting. The flail is so pretty. It is. Never used this weapon before, and I'm really enjoying it. Both the design and the, weapon skills. Plus, you know, getting to be this guy is pretty funny. Alright. Well, we're not quite at Maliketh yet. We do have to fight the, Draconic Tree Sentinel outside of here, but hopefully that shouldn't be too bad. We're slightly below the threshold, but we have a few extra runes now, so we might as well break these just in case. Get some extra magic. Considering the Ash of War is probably something that scales with magic exclusively, extra magic points good. I was going to say, weirdly, the AoE didn't hit him that first time, but I don't think that's a problem with the attack. I think that was just the positioning of it all. We'll get one more in here. Just the fact that he got, like, knocked back slightly by it. We're going to get fireballed there. Nice. Didn't even end up using our Wondrous Physic on that one, actually. Might have gone a lot faster if we'd done that. Very good. What's up, Kilmars? Happy New Year to you. It's going very well. We're throwing in an extra Elden Ring stream today because I've already recorded some survival guide, and we're not doing Hermitcraft recap today because there were like 3 videos this week, so we decided to give ourselves a week off. Or the decision was made for us, I suppose. But yeah, having a lovely time possibly completing this Elden Ring playthrough, depending on how well we do against Maliketh. I don't want to get ahead of myself here. And with that, we are at 666 damage, regardless of which stat we upgrade. So we'll put it into magic, because once again, kind of nice to have that. We also now have 70 intelligence, which is enough for Full Moon Sorcery if we wanted to use it. However, I think the weapon itself is versatile enough that we don't really need the magic to support that much. Passion for a game is hard to get rid of? Oh, yes. So we'll get a couple of attacks in on the walk up here. We'll get at least a comet going. The problem there is the range. Okay. We're both slinging rocks at each other to start with. And of course I miss. He hits so hard when you're a magic user. I said we weren't going to be using the support magic all that much, but mostly because I didn't want to rely on the weapon skill exclusively. However, that'll do. We'll watch the cutscene because we haven't seen this one for a little bit. And it's a fun one to include in thumbnails if we don't complete the game. The weapon be weaponing. Oh, yes. You say holy damage, Ashapanjo. Not holy damage, and that's kind of helpful in this context. An Italian cold steel cinquedilla. Hey, is that the Italian cold steel blade of death? I too love this cutscene. I think it's very, very good. The candles somehow still lit despite all of this. Let's go. Let's go. Dodge this. Yeah, I knew he was going to hit me with one of those. Okay, I'll heal just to be on the safe side, but I think another decent shot at the AoE and we've got this. Nice. Yes. Excellent. Very good. Legend of the Black Blade replaced with Legend of the Child's Mobile. So good at this fight now? Yeah, I've definitely got my moments. It's one that really opens up after you've had to grind it for a little bit, you know? Well, here we are, Ashen Capital, on our way to Gideon. We'll see how the next couple of fights go, too. Like, I don't think they're especially... I'm still getting mileage out of intelligence. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think they're especially resistant to magic, these next couple of fights. I mean, Gideon might be, but Gideon is also kind of squishy just in general. 670 or 670 or 670. Cool. We'll grab a rune arc on the way past here. Is it this way? Yeah, this one. Grandmaster Tactician? Not quite. That's the thing. I'm good at the critical path now. I think the problem is going to be with the next playthrough where I'm going to be fighting all the bosses and there are some that I'm really out of practice with. But yeah, if you've tuned into this playthrough, really appreciate you stopping in. If you're interested in what's up next, the hero's battle axe. The battle axe is the starter equipment for the hero class, and as such, it's going to be obtainable from the very beginning. Like, we start with the weapon. So what I'm deciding to do is an all bosses playthrough. So if you haven't seen all of this game before, stay tuned, I guess.
I knew you'd come to stand before the Elden Ring, to become Elden Lord. It's a sad state of affairs. I commend your spirit, but alas, none shall take the throne. Queen Marika has held for us that we continue to struggle unto eternity.
I do like the fact that he can't get the comet as you're up the stairs. He also just threw a punch, which I think is incredible. There we go. Really looking forward to the Battle Axe playthrough. Not even the DLC, no. We're just going to be doing main game bosses, because doing the DLC bosses with just the Battle Axe would take me a long time. I'm not as practiced with the DLC. So that's Gideon. Gonna go for the Tree Sentinel as the first boss? No. No, we're gonna do it in a somewhat rational order. With a sense of poisoned rationality. How many runes does this get us? 2,500. Okay, we'll just break this. Hit your opponent with a flail during the Ash of War roll catch? Yeah. So that's still 623. We have 70 intelligence naturally now, so we can equip the Full Moon Sorcery even if we're not planning on using it, and it'll work even with the Great Rune inactive, but honestly I think just having extra damage is good, so... Let's see how we do against Godfrey. Yeah, we could have done an all remembrance bosses, but it would basically be the same thing as all bosses. The only other weapons that I would want to do in all bosses for would be later in the run. It'd be stuff like the Cestus and Spiked Cestus. Yeah, I think we're good for talismans at this point. Twitch recap said you watched over 300 hours last year. Awesome. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let's hop on through and see if our strength befits a crown. Actually, you know what? We'll skip Godfrey's cutscene. I've seen this one a bunch. Oh, thank you to the Reach on the AOW, the Ash of War, for giving us a little extra there. Dang it, though. As soon as I saw him stomp, I was like, no, we're not gonna roll out of that. The timing was off. Never mind. We're dealing a lot of damage with just 2 nebulas, though, so I think if we keep this up, we'll be able to take him on. We always have the option of buying a couple of extra rune arcs if I run through them here. The first attempt at Godfrey always starts a little faster as well, so if we wanted to, we could throw some spells from a distance, but he can also throw his axe from a distance. Okay, that was a waste, not to worry. Also didn't use my flask, so let's do that. There we go. Okay, after this we'll get one in. So he has a big recovery time from this. Big recovery from this as well, so that's us into phase 2. Oh, not quite. That's actually good, because it'll give me enough time to recover my mana. There we go. No! Oh. Quick heal. Another quick heal. Wasted. Unfortunate, but we'll get one in here as well. There we go. Just about.
Thy strength befits a crown.
Yeah, we Hail Married that last one, but it paid off. That was pretty close. 675, same again. 677. Or 678. I think we go there. I think we go there. Right. Anything else we need before going into this? Not really. I think we got this. I think actually we can dump a couple of flasks back into health, considering that we're really just... I think we'll go 8 and 3, considering we're really just using the weapon art instead of the spells. Obviously, we can equip Shard Spiral here, and it will really help with Elden Beast, but I kind of want to see if we can do it without. This flail is great. I love it. I love it too. I'm really surprised by how much I'm enjoying this one. I also got the Fanged Imbashes at the start of this run, and we have not used them. They're still in my equipment carousel, and I'm like, why? Why have I done this? But yeah, here we are at Radagon. I was planning for a 3-hour stream, and was not expecting to be right at the final boss, but we're there. Do Ghost Flame spells work better versus Radagon? I don't think they work better, but they do cold damage. He's got resistance against most things aside from fire. So it honestly depends whether they do flame or cold primarily. I don't know. Emotional support Fanged Imps, yeah. Ashton, welcome in. First pick stream. You're here right at the end of Elden Ring, so if you wanted spoilers for Elden Ring, you've got them. But hey, welcome in. We're going to be back on probably Tuesday. I think we're playing D&D on the 8-bit channel tomorrow. But yeah, on Tuesday we're going to be streaming Minecraft and some more Elden Ring. So if you're here for the Minecraft stuff, drop a follow and hopefully be able to catch that on Tuesday. If not, I stream every other Sunday as well. But this is just the off week for that. I think the command for it is exclamation D&D. Or DND. I'm pretty sure, Dan. Alright, Radagon's here, let's do this. He's weaker to strike and fire, so probably normal resistance to Ghost Flame, yeah. Well, we'll see what this does. Good damage. Whiffed that, but we'll take the follow-up. We're both just throwing hammers at this point. Dang it, he followed up. I was really banking on him not following up that one. That's fine. What D&D class am I? I play a 5th edition, 10th level Astral Self Monk. And the reason I'm having to think about that is because at level 10 we respect, or a couple of us were allowed to respect. Some of us chose to, some of us didn't. I was Drunken Master up until that point, but in 2014 D&D at level 10, Drunken Master, or monks gain complete resistance to all forms of poison and disease, which basically meant that, you know, my character couldn't be drunk because alcohol is a type of poison. So, yeah, we decided that in the process of that respec, I could switch to Astral Self as my subclass. So I've changed the character a little bit lately. Okay, that's huge damage right off the bat here. We'll be able to get another one in here. Yeah, he was going to do this anyway, wasn't he? Oh, but we got him! He didn't do it! Yes! Oh, unbelievable. He didn't even get to get the attack off because the AoE followed up. Yeah, the double take from Nebula is out of this world. Well, let's see if we can convert this. We got a good try. Let's see if we can convert. Yeah, this thing is crazy. This has been my favorite playthrough for a while now. Kind of unfortunate that we're doing this one as a short playthrough and not the all bosses, and the next one is going to be all bosses with a really basic weapon. But frankly, this thing kicks butt. Like, I'm genuinely delighted by this. There are a couple of weapons that really only opened their sort of best gameplay up to you in the very end of the game. Like Backhand Blade was like that, where suddenly I found that we were doing a ton of damage, but the Nebula weapon skill is genuinely really good. If the Ash of War hits multiple times, Elden Beast is going to get melted for sure. That's the hope. It's also attacking in a similar pattern to how Elden Beast attacks, with this kind of cosmic thing. Like, honestly, the Nebula attack looks like one of Elden Beast's sweeps, because it seems to be of a cut of a similar cloth to the Astel line. But, yeah, let's see if we can tame the beast. We know how we're going to start, of course. That's pretty good. Ouch. Got a heal after that one, I think. So the Ash of War doesn't seem to be hitting multiple times per go-round, but if it, like, travels through it like that, then that's fine. Alright, getting on Torrent for rings. Sorry, I just needed to, like, itch my eye. Where is it? Where is it? See, it's got attacks like this too, right? That's just me rolling badly. Need to go with this. Get another hit in. Ouch. Almost had a hard time with that one. And now it's using Elven Stars, so gonna get away from this. Try and follow it in. Try and avoid waves of gold if it's about to come out. Okay, I think Elden Stars is... the worst is over. Nice. Okay, avoided the grab. Thank goodness for that. That would have ended me otherwise. He can't go anywhere because we're up against the wall, which is probably bad news for me, if anything. Okay, and this is 3 rings. Get my next flask on deck as well. Let's try and get further out into the arena. Ow. No! Dang it. Okay. I was worried it was going to follow up while I still had low health. So not the first try, but I think we got this. It's just a matter of dodging better, which I might have done otherwise. So let's re-up our rune arc, get the flask ready. We also don't have, like, maxed out magic attack going into Elden Beast because we use a lot of it on Radagon. But yeah, considering how well we did against Radagon the first time around, I think it's a shame that we couldn't convert that attempt, because that was a really fun way of taking Radagon out, but... Okay, we got another one coming up after this. And then at least we get to get out of this. Oh, I still managed to get hit by it, of course. I was always really good at that attack, and for whatever reason, it's been the bane of my life lately. So now we're good for Elden Beast again. Dang it, I didn't give myself enough time to roll there. And that time it did a different set of attacks, which was weird. Rings? Oh no. Yeah, okay. Hey, what's up, Tinker? Here's my runes, by the way. Well, that's me off torrent then, isn't it? Oh, that one hit me. Gotta dodge better than this. Made it through that one at least. Alright, we can get 2 in, I think, before it does its next attack, and now we have to run because it's Elden Stars. We can follow it through. Oh, did we get a stagger? Oh, I've got to go in for this. I don't care if I'm going to get killed. Yes! I have iframes when I stagger you. And this should be it. Almost. Let's get the health flask in just while we can. Come on, keep attacking. This is it. And with a final nebula, my friends, the Bastard Stars playthrough is over. What a weapon! Astro Boy victorious. 5 hours 50. With all of the side quests and stuff as well. Like, we got basically all of Ranni's quest done. Not bad. Not bad. Let's rest up at the Grace. Spend our last chunk of runes. With 40 vigor as well. 45 now. And our reward, my friends, is the Age of Stars ending. Thank you so much for joining me for a bonus Sunday, or not Sunday, Saturday Elden Ring stream. That was great. That went really well. We can start the Battle Axe fresh on our next Elden Ring stream, and we're going to have a long road ahead of us to try and beat all the base game bosses. So please do join me for that if you're around.
The battle is over, I see.
The battle is just beginning. We get the fun option of trying to figure out what ending we get for the Battle Axe playthrough as well. Because if we fought all of the bosses in the game, then by default, basically, we have Ranni's ending. We also have Fear's ending. Because you need to fight Lich Dragon Fortisax, which is like the last thing you do before Fear's ending unlocks. Dung Eater and Goldmask don't really have any boss fights along their storyline specifically. Which is probably why I didn't have their endings until I started doing this. I still don't have gold masks. But the other options are Age of
I do
Stars.
solemnly swear
I think even Frenzied Flame doesn't have
to every living being
a boss
and
fight right
every
before the
living
Three
soul.
Fingers.
Now cometh the age of the stars. 1,000-year voyage under the wisdom of the moon. Here beginneth the chill night that encompasses all, reaching the great beyond.
I'm in the mood for a chill night, personally.
Into fear, doubt, and loneliness. As the path stretcheth into darkness.
Oh, Astro Boy. That was worth getting a screenshot of. Bonus stream means procrastinating shoveling 30 centimeters of snow we just got. Wow, that's a good bit. I don't think I've seen 30 centimeters of snow
Well then,
for a good long while. The age-old question, chat. Which hand do we take?
my fair consort eternal.
Why not both? Elden Ring! Man, what a game. What a game this is. So, Buster Stars confirmed, good weapon. In fact, kind of OP weapon. Here's our final stats, our last wrap-up for Astro Boy. Young prisoner Astro Boy with the fanged imp ashes that we kept on the hotbar the entire time, even though we did not use them. They're even first in the carousel. So if I, like, held down the D-pads, it, like, defaults to them. That's really funny. Yeah, this is an amazing weapon. Like, it doesn't look like it's doing a whole lot of damage, but that Nebula skill absolutely rips. Like, genuinely so impressed with this. And it looks tremendous. I mean, it looks hysterical, but is also tremendous. Did this have any effect on... No, corroded by blue glintstones. Because I know the hat obviously increases your FP cost and improves potency of Lusat's sorceries, which is really just Stars of Ruin. But I was wondering if this gave any kind of passive bonus to magic, but it doesn't. So we really just did all of that. Shard of Alexander, Graven School Talisman, Magic Scorpion Charm. Magic Scorpion Charm is really good. I think it's like a 15% increase to your magic damage. And Carrion Filigree Crest obviously means we can just spam the Ash of War a whole bunch. And we did it. Boy, we did that. So, with less than 6 hours on the clock, I would just quit to the desktop, but we want to wrap up here. I'm going to send you folks over to somebody else who's streaming here on Twitch, and we're going to end the stream with a raid. Thank you so much once again for being here, and if you're interested in seeing more of this, we are going to be back whenever I can next stream Elden Ring, which is probably going to be on Tuesday, and that's going to be the start of the Battle Axe All Bosses run. Let's see who else is out here streaming some Elden Ring. Looks like Liz is just finishing. Yeah, I will send you folks over to Bekachu, who is currently playing a randomizer with just Lauren, and is fighting Roger where Red Wolf of Radagon should be. So that looks like it's probably the Fears Champs boss fight. Incredible. I think I've got that right. Yes, so go say hi to Bekachu. I'll be back with you folks soon. Until then, have a good one. Take care. Bye for now.